In 1859, the United States and Britain almost went to war over a pig. Hundreds of soldiers mobilized. Warships arrived. All because one farmer shot one pig. The crisis happened on San Juan Island in the Pacific Northwest. Today, it's part of Washington State, but in 1859, nobody was sure who owned it. The border between the U.S. and British Canada was poorly defined in that region. Both countries claimed the island. American settlers lived there. So did employees of the British Hudson's Bay Company. Everyone mostly got along, until June 15, 1859. That morning, an American farmer named Lyman Cutler found a large black pig eating potatoes in his garden. This wasn't the first time. The pig belonged to an Irishman named Charles Griffin who worked for the Hudson's Bay Company. The pig kept escaping and destroying Cutler's crops. Cutler had complained before, nothing changed. So this time, he grabbed his rifle and shot the pig dead. Griffin demanded $60 for his pig, about $2,000 today. Cutler offered $10. Griffin refused and threatened to have Cutler arrested by British authorities. This is where things escalated. Cutler was American, Griffin worked for a British company. And both sides suddenly realized this wasn't just about a pig, it was about which country had jurisdiction. American settlers panicked. They feared British authorities would arrest Cutler and assert control over the island. They petitioned the U.S. military for protection. The U.S. Army sent Captain George Pickett, yes, the same Pickett from the Civil War's Pickett's Charge, with 66 soldiers to defend American settlers. Pickett set up camp on the island. The British saw this as an invasion. The Royal Navy sent 3 warships carrying over 2,000 men. More American troops arrived. Within weeks, nearly 500 American soldiers faced off against over 2,000 British forces, all because of one dead pig. Tensions were high. Both sides built fortifications. Guns were loaded. Ships patrolled the waters, but nobody wanted to fire first. Both American and British commanders on the ground realized how absurd the situation was. The British Rear Admiral Robert Baines refused orders to attack. He reportedly said he wouldn't involve 2 great nations in war over a squabble about a pig. American General Winfield Scott arrived to negotiate. He and British officials agreed to a joint military occupation. Both countries would station troops on the island until diplomats figured out the border. This arrangement lasted 12 years. American and British soldiers camped on opposite ends of San Juan Island from 1859 to 1871. They celebrated holidays together. They played sports. They got along fine. The only casualty of the entire pig war was the pig. Finally, in 1871, both countries agreed to arbitration. They asked Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany to decide who owned the San Juan Islands. In 1872, he ruled in favor of the United States. Britain accepted the decision. American and British troops both left peacefully. The Pig War is a perfect example of how quickly small incidents can spiral into major international crises, and also how rational people can prevent disaster. One farmer shooting a pig triggered a military standoff involving thousands of troops and warships, but cooler heads prevailed. What makes this story remarkable isn't just the absurd cause, but the peaceful resolution. In 1859, the US and Britain had fought 2 wars in the previous century. Relations were often tense, but when push came to shove, neither side wanted war over a pig. Today, you can visit San Juan Island and see both the American and British camps. They're preserved as historical sites. There are monuments, old buildings, and interpretive signs explaining the Pig War. It's become a symbol of peaceful conflict resolution. The island is beautiful, worth visiting even without the history. But knowing that this peaceful place was once the site of an almost war over a pig makes it even more interesting. So remember, in 1859, a pig nearly started a war, but common sense prevented it. If you want more ridiculous but true stories from history, subscribe for new videos every other day. Thank you for watching.